straight part-time job. They would pay me to take my picture and do this. And I went with a bunch of people, and some black girls there and some other fellas, and they saw everybody but me. And at the end, when they started turning out the lights, I said, what's the problem? The lady said, should I be honest? I said, yes. And she said, well, we would never really use a black guy in underwear. I said, really? And she said, yes. And I said, I said, but you had Iman make that. And she said, yes. I said, but it's a business dominated by, white males, so they would like to fantasize about business. They don't necessarily do the underwear. And she said, what business am I going? I said, I want to act. And she was talking about, well, James Bond could jump in the bed with Grace Jones, or Captain Cook could kiss and dream women, but you probably won't see the first one. And I started thinking that if you look at Ghost, the sexy young couple's white, and if you look at most of our big stars in comedy, where they can make the dominant culture laugh. So as I went out to LA and started acting, I started doing all these crazy character parts because I couldn't get the other stuff. So I realized that it would take me as a director to make New Jack City and put Wesley Snipes in one role. I saw Miss Pacino, and put Judd Nelson, who's Jewish, in another role, and Russell Warren, who's Asian, or to do movies like The Panther Story, or a Western, the first 44 settlers of Los Angeles, 26 were black. But you'd never see that in your Western. Just as if you watch Rocky 1, 2, and 3 long enough, you would start to forget that there are boxers like Foreman. Do you know what I mean? Because the dominant culture would place itself in the foreground. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a fact. So I couldn't change it as an actor. And part of the wonderful thing, that you asked me earlier, what did I learn from Dad, is he wasn't bitter. And that was key. There's a lot, it's very easy to get angry, and the anger can poison your work. So I think one of the things that I learned from him was get out and do something about it. You're going to face racism or whatever, sexism or whatever it is at the post office, so you might as well be in the field you want to be in. So as a director, I was able to be a filmmaker.
There is much said these days about the rage of black men. There is at the Whitney Museum.
Yes. I believe that is a defense thing
For Ferguson.
Yeah.
The long representing himself and all kinds of things. But Bob Herbert did a whole long discussion which was on the New York Times magazine. How do you feel about that? The point is, in America today, it's very difficult, I think, the point is to be black men in America today.
You asked the question earlier, which could, if I didn't have other arcs, other bows other arrows in my quiver, actually have probably generated a great deal of things. For example, once I did Sweetback and threw on the table an entirely new formula, what happened was, with this formula, I was frozen out with the ability to make this. Then the major studios started making. I remember when the movie Shaft, when I first saw the script while I was making Watermelon Man, Shaft was white. And at the success of Sweetback, then they just changed the black to but
the first of what we call black exploitation films.
Exactly. And so, but I expected that, so I wasn't surprised. That was just good business. It's pretty low down and cheap and cowardly,
and so,
but it was good business.
After he finished New Jack City, you weren't surprised that they wanted him. Every Hollywood saw how good the film was and what he'd done and how good he could handle actors.
No, they didn't. They stopped making it. They didn't call me the first weekend out. It was the third weekend. The numbers were going up. They said, boy, that kid talented.
They didn't say you're a good director. They said your films make money. So well, we weren't talking about the
It's a business, man.
We're only talking money here. And I knew, just like if you would go back to the track analogy, if you're running track and you're a ringer, when I did Sweetback, the reason I was able to do it was I promised white people 2 to 1. I promised that they could feel liberal by helping me, and they'd have their racist theories vindicated by my failure. When I didn't fail, when I didn't do part 2,
they could make something on the investment.
Right, they said, oh, see, we tried to help, but when it became the largest grossing independent film ever made up to that time, and remember, I got no partners. I got no partners because nobody would go in with me. I owned the book, I owned the album, I owned everything. When the Motion Picture Association refused to, gave me an X, I put on this thing, rated X by an all-white jury because they were all white. And So I could turn that, but that's an idiosyncratic way of looking at life. It's able to flip things around. However, what happened was, just let me finish this one point. What happened was, I felt that this was going to happen, and I felt there was another place that we needed to go next, and that was Broadway. And that's when I brought out my shows on Broadway, and I took the money that I had from Sweetback and supported these shows to get them started until they got started. And people say, well, how can you use your money like that? It's not my money. It's the money I was able to bring from the community as a whole, and then I was in custody of that money. And I thought the next thing that we would have to do was to start conquer Broadway. So because if you conquer something, if you don't have to do it with a grant, if we're in a capitalist society, you better make capital. Once you make capital, everything is forgiven. So because I was able to do that, then I took that capital and went to theater. Then in the theater, I didn't like the music that was available to us, so I invented a whole new musical style, which is now called rap and hip hop, etc., etc. And so then my album started going, and so forth. So that's
the question is raised. I'm lucky to go to school, so when your plate is full, it's a whole different thing. We're able to make films and survive. So the system, to some extent, is working for us. It's harder or whatever. When I was doing Panther, Stanley Clark composing, like Chick Corea, big great jazz. And this guy came in, this was violence, great violence. And he starts talking to me, and I said, I want to ask you a question. He said, do you want to know how I got to play? Because he sounded like he was from the streets. So I said, yes, I did. He said, you know what? I grew up in Compton. And rough neighborhood. I grew up in Compton. He said, and I got it. I was going to the school, and we had the school band, and no one wanted to play the damn violin. I was the smallest guy, so I got stuck playing the violin. And my teacher thought I had potential, and I went on from there. He said, the year after I left that school, the program